Hey, what's up guys? MTG Tournament Grinder here. I've been feeling a little unwell this week, so I apologize if my voice, or if I cough, or if it sounds unpleasant for any reason. But this time, Hardened Scales up against Dredge. I can see a Hardened Scales in my hand with a Mox as my only potential green source. Looks like a forest. Definitely scry the forest to the top. That's easier than making Metalcraft. And Dredge can be really, really scary. So let's see what he discards here. We do not want him to discard prized amalgams. We don't want those in the yard. Oof. We especially don't want double Stinkweed Imp in the yard. Well, he's going to be doing some serious dredging next turn. And actually, this is where this whole match goes wrong. I kind of forgot about that forest, that I had scried it to the top. And I got goo eyes for playing Hardened Scales. It's pretty easy to do, honestly. But there's no need for Hardened Scales right now. If I had just played Steel Overseer, next turn, before I activate his ability, I could play Hardened Scales. Yikes. Well, there was a Creeping Chill in there. Also a Bloodghast. He hasn't triggered landfall yet. I'm just gonna assume that he has a second land in his hand. Yup. Interesting, actually. I think that neither of us noticed this during the game, but that Bloodghast may have just snuck by. Oh my gosh. Prized Amalgam and Narcomoeba. Second draw off Cathartic Reunion. Oh my gosh, another Creeping Chill and another Narcomoeba. I'm pretty sure that this is what you call a busted start from Dredge. Like, holy crap. Final draw, Dredge 2. It's a Bloodghast and a Prized Amalgam. Of course. So now the spell is finished resolving. We'll handle all the triggers. So before any combat has even happened, I'm at 14, my opponent is at 26, just from the Creeping Chills. Yeah. And instep, Prized Amalgams trigger. And yikes. So there are 3 2s, or 3 3s. I know they have 3 power. So 6, 7, 8. 8 power on board, turn 2. I think that's better than what Hardened Scales could do on like a really good draw. I don't think we put down 8 damage on turn 2. I mean, maybe if you have Hardened Scales turn 1, Metallic Mimic turn 2, and then the rest of your hand is Hangerback Walkers and Walking Ballistas, and you just get to set them down for free. But that like literally never happens. Huh? I know there's a Steel Overseer in my hand, and it'd be nice to get it online as soon as possible. But I'm gonna need chump blockers, and I'm certainly not gonna use a Steel Overseer for that purpose. Let's play playing Hangerback Walker so it can turn into more chump blockers. Seems like a kind of a good line. God, Creeping Chill and Life of the Loam. These Creeping Chills are insane. Like I'm in all the Facebook groups for all the modern decks, and so of course I've been aware that Creeping Chill was like a mainstay in Dredge at this point. I think there's still some people that don't play it, but pretty much across the board, people are playing Creeping Chill, and this is my first time actually playing against it. And holy crap! I mean, look at these life totals before anyone has swung for anything. That's like insane. Discarding those same 2 Stinkweed Imps. Beautiful foil Stinkweed Imps. Honestly, I think I could just concede right here. I might be waiting just to see what my next top deck is. I don't think there's a single card in my deck that I could top deck, and like that would get me out of this. But 2 blood gas, 2 prized amalgams. And one of the Narcomoebas is summoning sick, as well as the blood gas. Okay. Same attacks as last turn. The best I could do is stop 3 of it. I still take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go to 6. Couple more chump blockers, but yeah, there's literally nothing in my deck that could get me out of this. See, his most powerful creatures have 3 power. So next turn I block both the prized amalgams. I still take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm dead. He also has a conflagrate in the yard. So I am just a super dead. I mean, you gotta play to your outs, right? Hangerback Walker is still better than Steel Overseer. Yeah, here I am counting out my impending doom. Yeah. Probably should have scooped it up a few minutes ago, but holy crap. So that's what Dredge can do on a good day. It's pretty scary. Hopefully I can draw into my graveyard hate post-sideboard and have a little bit better of a time in game 2. So let's go ahead and do some sideboarding, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alrighty, as far as sideboarding goes, it's pretty simple, so I'm just going to breeze through it rather quickly. My opponent brought in 3 Nature's Claims. These can hit just about any card in my deck, at least all the ones that matter. Every single artifact, and Hardened Scales because it includes enchantments. So definitely a good decision to bring in Nature's Claim against Hardened Scales. And other than that, he just brought in 2 copies of Ancient Grudge, which might as well be another 4 copies of Nature's Claim. Ancient Grudge is 1 in a red, destroy target artifact, flashback for green. So like both of these cards I would consider to be like A++ against Hardened Scales, and can be quite devastating. As for myself, it's even simpler. I don't even have a lot of graveyard hate in my sideboard, because I haven't been seeing Dredge very often, or Storm, or any other deck that thrives off the graveyard. So my only 2 cards were 1 copy of Surgical Extraction. Maybe I can use it to surgical extract a prized amalgam or a creeping chill. I don't know what the right target is, but I'm sure there's something I could use it for. And also a single copy of Grafdigger's Cage. So this card is like kind of MVP against Dredge, although my opponent is bringing in artifact hate. So it's very possible that even if I do draw this card and windmill slam it on turn 2, that he'll just be able to remove it and keep going. So I have a feeling that post-sideboard this is going to get even more difficult, but we shall just have to find out, won't we? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump back into game 2. And we are back with game 2. Looks like we are both mulling to 6 again, which is a little unusual, but at least it's symmetrical. See what I got. Oof, double welding jar with Mox, so that's kind of interesting. Plus a green source and Arcbound Worker, and 1 unknown, I can't quite tell. I mean, that looks nice, making Metalcraft that early. But, boom, there it is. My whole hand, I'm at the mercy of the top of my library. It kinda sucks. Well, and meanwhile, my opponent is nothing if not consistent. Oh, okay, at least it's not double Stinkweed Imp. 1 Stinkweed Imp and 1 Life of the Loam is less Dredge, so it's less detrimental to my game plan, or it's less helpful to his. I think that's better than 2 Stinkweed Imps for me. Although this mull to 6, I will say I remember this happening quite a bit. My 7 was stone cold unplayable. Oh no, Creeping Chill. Yikes. But after drawing unplayable 7s, I'll mull to 6 and keep a pretty bad 6 because I don't want to go to 5. 5 feels like it can be just an automatic loss in some matchups. Let's see what he plays here. Alright, well, Cathartic Union. Discarding Faithless Looting and Stinkweed Imp. First draw is off of Stinkweed Imp. Jesus. Prized Amalgam, Bloodghast, Conflagrate. Those are all good cards to put in the yard. Second draw from Cathartic Union. Please, mercy. Oh my god. Narcomoeba that'll trigger the Prized Amalgam and a second Creeping Chill. So Creeping Chills, it's like, if I lose 3 and he gains 3, that's a 6-point life swing. That's like casting a Siege Rhino, except you don't get to 5-4 with Trample, but... like 2 creeping chills, 12 points of damage difference between us, like a 12-point life swing. Insanity. I talked about it in the first game, I know, but sorry to keep harping on it, but I'm so impressed with creeping chill after this match. And instep, is it just the one prized amalgam? It looks like it, actually. I thought there was more than just the one. It's not as bad as all that. As soon as he draws a land, though, he'll get that Bloodghast. Oof, such a bad top deck. I love Mimic. I'm running it as a 2-of. It's one of my more recent changes to the deck that I've been experimenting or testing with. And it's really explosive. Like playing Mimic on turn 2 after a Hardened Scales into several either Walking Ballistas or Hangerback Walkers can be like insanity. But drawing it off the top of your library when you're more or less empty-handed feels pretty bad. That's why I don't think I would run it as more than a 2-of. Interesting line I'm choosing to pursue. I mean, with Welding Jars to burn, and I guess that's like preventing 3 damage is totally respectable. So take 1. What do I want to draw? What would help me out here? I think actually gaining some life from a Basilisk Collar would be good. Although, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like I drew a Walking Ballista. So maybe Walking Ballista this turn, Basilisk Collar next turn? That'll get me somewhere. Yep. Ballista for 1. With Metallic Mimic, it's 2. Uh-oh. With Ballista on the stack, he's got an action. Ouch. Ancient Dredge the Mimic. It's pretty good. If you do it before the Walking Ballista resolves, then I don't get the extra counter. But it seems it was worth it to me to use my second Welding Jar. So there goes my security blanket. Although I do get the 2 counters on Prized Amalgam. Excuse me. On Walking Ballista. Although without enough mana to activate Walking Ballista's ability, I don't see him getting any larger anytime soon. Unless I use Modular for Markbound Worker. Actually, that's not a bad line. I hope I do that. Actually, I'm pretty sure that I do. Yes. Block Prized Amalgam. No more Welding Jars, but that's fine. At the cost of an Arcbound Worker, I essentially got to activate a 4 CMC activated ability. And the CMC of Arcbound Worker only cost 1. So in a weird way, I feel like that's coming out ahead. No, there's the 4th land. No matter. And it's so frustrating to play against Dredge. It's like, if I shot the Narcomoeba, it's going to stay in the yard. It only comes out of the yard if it's off the top of his library, into the graveyard. But Prized Amalgam, like the more threatening creature, if I choose to kill it, they'll just bring it back, most likely. And that's what's really frustrating about playing this matchup. Recursion, I guess would be the word. Being able to slam the same threat like 3 times, potentially. Or more, potentially. So, okay. Landfall. Trigger the Bloodghast. He drew off the top of his library. I bet he's hoping for a green source, honestly. He wants to be able to flash back the Ancient Dredge. And he also dredged Life from the Loam earlier, so I know he's got a Life from the Loam in his hand. I don't think he needs to actually hardcast Life from the Loam, but he does need a green source. Dark Blast, gross. Narcomoeba, Prized Amalgam, and an Ancient Grudge. Is it just me, or does this deck seem unbeatable right now? Holy crap. I mean, my opponent is drawing like hot fire, but I can't give his draws all the credit. I must say, my opponent here, hats off to him for playing like a real champ. He knows what he's doing, and it shows. 12 to 20, and he's swinging him for 4. Okay, that's like the first good little bit of value that I've had in a while. I didn't have to use the counters off Hangerback Walker. Like, I didn't have to waste them just to kill a priced amalgam that'll come back. I got to kill him in combat, so that feels okay, actually. It's official. A Basilisk Collar would probably turn this around for me. Now that I've got a Walking Ballista with 4 counters. Oh, got my hopes up. I mean, Hangerback Walker will buy me a couple of turns, probably. So I'll be able to chump block with him, and then chump block with both of his Thopters that arise. And hopefully during that time period I can draw a Basilisk Collar, start getting some work in. Interesting. I guess I am at 11. I can't just wait. I know I'm going to chump block one of the prized amalgams, but I'm still taking a hefty chunk of damage. So I think that was probably right, actually. Shooting the Narcomoeba definitely. I should have shot both Narcomoebas, because the Bloodghast is just going to come back. So a little bit of a misplay, but I think my heart was in the right place. No. Yeah, and I brought up the image for Naturalize there. That's supposed to be a Nature's Claim, so disregard the Naturalize. It does feel good to see my opponent put a sideboard card that doesn't have flashback straight into the graveyard. But at this point, it's like, I don't think... He doesn't have a green source to cast it anyways. It's like, I don't really think he needs it. He is whooping me thoroughly without the aid of Nature's Claim. So, we'll see. So, flashback, first draw, Dredge, Stinkweed Imp. Another Nature's Claim. But Narcomoeba, Creeping Chill is pretty bad. Gosh, I can't get over how good Creeping Chill is. Yep, discard those same 2 Stinkweed Imps. God, Faithless Looting goes so well in Dredge, I just can't even believe it. Well, nice, even got landfall. Trigger these Bloodghasts. Make sure you're not missing any more. Oh, he did miss one. Almost missed one more. Jeez, man. I'm dead right now, aren't I? Yeah, I'm less than 10, so all the Bloodghast have haste. I only got one. Yeah, I'm super dead. I'm counting it out faster during commentary than I was on the day, apparently, but it seems pretty obvious to me at this point. Yeah. Well, my goodness. So I feel like Hardened Scales is actually pretty well positioned in the meta, at least here in my local meta. But if there's going to be an uptick in popularity for decks like Dredge, I need to bring in more Graveyard Hate into my sideboard. But that aside, this was an epic match. I may not have won, but seeing my opponent's deck fire on all cylinders can be really cool. So, as usual, thank you guys so much for watching. I could not have come this far with my YouTube channel without all your love and support. So if you enjoy content like this, you can let me know in the comments below, or by hitting that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to go check me out on Twitch. I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central, and also Twitter, Patreon if you feel like getting involved. There's a lot of ways you can help support the channel. So, thank you guys again, and until next week, I'll see you later.